Hello, great people. Welcome back to our channel. We're so excited to have you again. Obasanjo and some key stakeholders in Nigeria some time ago had a meeting which the communique was not being made known to the public. But right now, Obasanjo has written an open letter to the current president of Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari. And that's what we're going to look at in a jiffy. It's a long read, but it's worth listening to even till the end. But before we open up the letter, if you've not subscribed, please just hit the red subscribe button and also the bell icon so that you can get notification anytime we publish our videos. The former president of Nigeria, Olusegun Obasanjo, has again written an open letter to President Muhammadu Buhari about the current state of the nation. Obasanjo urged Buhari's government to come to terms with the level of insecurity, herdsmen crisis in the country and take decisive decision before it's too late. The former president cited 4 calamities are waiting to happen if Buhari's government failed to act immediately. These include letting Nigeria fall into the hands of suspected criminals, reprisal attack on Fulanis, attack on other ethnic groups, as well as series of uprising in sections of the country. He lamented that Boko Haram has continued to plague the country for over a decade, 6 years of which Buhari has been in power, adding that it was wrong to assume the war against insurgency was being won. The former president noted that if urgent decision is not taken, what happened during the Rwandan genocide may play out in Nigeria. Obasanjo disclosed that the main issue in Nigeria is which, if not handled properly, will lead to reign of destruction, violent disaster, and disunity. And the full text of his letter, I'll read it out. He said, "Dear President and General Buhari, I am constrained to write to you this open letter. I decided to make it an open letter because the issue is very weighty and must be greatly worrisome to all concerned Nigerians, and that means all right-thinking Nigerians and those resident in Nigeria. Since the issue is of momentous concern to all well-meaning and all right-thinking Nigerians, it must be of great concern to you, and collective thinking and dialoguing is the best way of finding an appropriate and adequate solution to the problem. The content of this letter, therefore, should be available to all those who can help in proffering effective solution for the problem of insecurity in the land. One of the spin-off and accelerants is the misinformation and disinformation through the use of fake news. A number of articles in recent days have been attributed to me by some people who I believe may be seeking added credence and attentive audience for their opinions and viewpoints. As you know very well, I will always boldly own what I say and disown what is put into my mouth. But the issue I am addressing here is very serious. It is the issue of life and death for all of us and for our dear country, Nigeria. This issue can no longer be ignored, treated with nonchalance, swept under the carpet, or treated with cuddling gloves. The issue is hitting at the foundation of our existence as Nigerians and fast eroding the root of our Nigerian community. I am very much worried and afraid that we are on the precipice and dangerously reaching a tipping point where it may no longer be possible to hold danger at bay. Without being immodest, as a Nigerian who still bears the scar of the Nigerian Civil War on my body, and with a son who bears the scar of fighting Boko Haram on his body, you can understand, I hope, why I am so concerned. When people are desperate and feel that they cannot have confidence in the ability of government to provide security for their lives and property, they will take recourse to anything and everything that can guarantee their security individually and collectively. For over 10 years, for 4 of which you have been the captain of the ship, Boko Haram has menacingly ravaged the land, and in spite of government's claim of victory over them, the potency and activities of this insurgency group were they are active remain undiminished, putting lies to government's claim. The recent explanation of the Chief of Army Staff for non-victory due to lack of commitment and lack of motivation on the part of the troops bordering on sabotage speaks for itself. Say what you will, Boko Haram is still a daily issue of insecurity for those who are victimized, killed, maimed, kidnapped, taken advantage of, sold into slavery and forced into marriage, and for children forcibly recruited into carrying bombs on them to detonate among crowds of people to cause maximum destruction and damage. And Boko Boys will not go away on the basis of stick alone. Carrots must overweigh stick. How else do you deal with issues such as only about 50% literacy in Northeast with over 70% unemployment? Herdsmen/farmer crisis and menace started with government treating the issue with cotton gloves instead of hammer. It has festered and spread. Today it has developed into banditry, kidnapping, armed robbing, killing all over the country. The unfortunate situation is that the criminality is being perceived as a Fulani menace unleashed by Fulani elites in the different parts of the country for a number of reasons, but even more unfortunately, many Nigerians and non-Nigerians who are friends of Nigeria attach vicarious responsibility to you as a Fulani elite and the current captain of the Nigerian ship. Perception may be as potent as reality at times. Whatever may be the grievances of Fulanis, if any, they need to be put out in the open, and their grievances, if legitimate, and be addressed. And if other ethnic groups have grievances, let them also be brought out in the open and addressed through debate and dialogue. The main issue, if I may dare say, is poor management and mismanagement of diversity, which on the other hand is one of our greatest and most important assets. As a result, very onerous cloud is gathering, and rain of destruction, violent disaster, and disunity can only be the outcome. Nothing should be taken for granted. The clock is ticking with the cacophony of dissatisfaction and disaffection everywhere in and outside the country. The Presidency and the Congress in the U.S. have signaled to us to put our house in order. The House of Lords in the U.K. has debated the Nigerian security situation. We must understand and appreciate the significant implication and likely consequences of such concern and deliberations. No one can stop hate speech, violent agitation, or smoldering violent agitation if he fans the embers of hate, disaffection, and violence. It will continue to snowball until it is out of control. A stitch in time saves nine, goes the old wise saying. With the death of Funke Chief Fasoranti's daughter, some sympathetic Nigerians groups are saying enough is enough. Professor Anya, a distinguished Nigerian merit laureate, has this to say. According to him, he said, we can no longer say with certainty that we have a nation. Niger Delta leaders, Southeastern leaders, Middle Belt leaders, and Northern Elders Forum have not remained quiet. Different ordinary Nigerians at home and abroad are calling for different measures to address or ameliorate the situation. All the calls and cries can only continue to be ignored at the expense of Nigerians' unity, if not it continued existing. To be explicit and without equivocation, Mr. President and General, I am deeply worried about these four avoidable calamities. 1. Abandoning Nigeria in the hands of criminals who are all being suspected, rightly or wrongly, as Fulanis and terrorists of Boko Haram type. 2. Spontaneous or planned reprisal attack against Fulanis, which may inadvertently or advertently mushroom into pogrom or Rwanda-type genocide that we did not believe could happen, and yet it happened. Similar attack against any other tribe or ethnic group anywhere in the country, initiated by rumors, fear, intimidation, and revenge capable of leading to pogrom. 4. Violent uprising beginning from the section of the country and spreading quickly to other areas and leading to dismemberment of the country. It happened to Yugoslavia not too long age. If we do not act now, one or all of these scenarios may happen. We must pray and take effective action at the same time. The initiative is in the hands of the President of the nation, but he cannot do it alone. In my part of the wall, if you are sharpening your cutlass and a madman comes from behind to take the cutlass from you, you need other people assistant to have your cutlass back without being harmed. The madmen with serious criminal intent and terrorism as core values have taken cutlass of security. The need for assistance to regain control is obviously compelling and must be embraced now. A couple of weeks ago at a public lecture, I had said, among other things, that in all these issues of mobilization of national unity, stability, security, cooperation, development, growth, and progress, there is no consensus. Like in the issue of security, government should open up discussion, debate, and dialogue as part of consultation at different levels, and the outcome of such deliberation should be collated to form input into a national conference to come up with the solution that will effectively deal with the issues and lead to rapid development, growth, and progress, which will give us a wholesome society and enhance living standard, livelihood in an inclusive and shared society. It will be a national program. We need unity of purpose and nationally accepted strategic roadmap that will not change with the whims and caprices of our government. It must be owned by the citizen, people's policy and strategy implemented by the government, no matter its color and leaning. Some of the groups that I will suggest being contacted are traditional rulers, past head of service, no matter how competent or incompetent they have been and how many they have contributed to the mess we are in. Past head of paramilitary organization, private sector, civil society, community leaders, particularly in the most affected area, present and past governors, present and past local government leaders, religious leaders, past head of states, past intelligence chiefs, past head of civil service, and relevant current and retired diplomat, members of the opposition, and any group that may be deemed relevant. The president must be seen to be addressing this issue with utmost seriousness and with maximum dispatch, and getting all hands on deck to help. If there is a failure, the principal responsibility will be that of the president and no one else. We need cohesion and concentration of effort and maximum force, political, economic, social, psychological, and military, to deal successfully with the menace of criminality and terrorism separately and together. Blame game, among other forces, must be avoided. It is debilitating and only helpful to our adversary. We cannot deter anymore. It is time to confront these threats headlong and in a manner that is holistic, inclusive, and purposeful. For the sake of Nigeria and Nigerians, I pray that God may grant you as our president the wisdom, the understanding, the political will, and the courage to do what is right when it is right and without fear or favor. May God save, secure, protect, and bless Nigeria. May He open to us a window of opportunities that we can still use to prevent the worst from happening. As we say in my village, may God forbid bad thing. Sign, Olusegun Obasanjo. All right, go to our comment section. Let's interact. That was a long read, but let's talk. It's your position about this open letter written by Mr. President Olusegun?